again, everyone. Welcome back for another video thrift haul. The camera has to be way far away. I can't see the viewfinder because I'm calling this a mini thrift haul because, more for brevity, I want to try to be as fast as possible. Not because I don't have a lot of stuff. So I've tried. Briefly, dollar store. This is going to be like the quotes dollar store for $1.25. Now, I did get, they have these value mega spools of black ribbon that I will always use. To me, definitely worth the $1.25 now. Definitely will use those. And I got a wooden plaque because I have a project in mind where I needed a nice little plaque that I was going to write on. And I got these lovely scented eucalyptus brooms, and I knew I wanted to use these in a project, so I got 6 of them, I think. And then I went to a different Dollar Tree, and they had cinnamon. So I got a bunch of cinnamon ones. So now I have a whole lot of mini brooms, but I have uses for them. So that is a good point. Uses for my sweet smelling brooms. That didn't sound right. No. Skulls. You can never have enough skulls, right? I should name them like Yorick and Horatio, right? $1.50 at Goodwill. This was March, I guess, where I still found some Halloween merchandise, of course. I found this little thing. I'm not quite sure what to do with it. I think if I do another craft show, I just did some K-Bet's Crafts jewelry for Hit the Stars horses, some things that had some nice horse themed, horseshoes, horse charms. I think this might be something kind of cute if you were doing some kind of jewelry sale display, maybe to have the earrings and the bracelets kind of dangling. But I also just like it kind of creepy as is. I was thinking of making one of these, maybe using some kind of foil or some pipe cleaner or something to make kind of a creepy branch thing and spray paint it all black. But I found this in the store for $4, and I just thought it was really adorable, and I feel like I just want to leave it as a spooky decoration. We'll see. Picture frames. I did get these really cute red ones, and some of these were half off, I recall, because I thought that was a real steal. $4 for this kind of frame. In my upstairs in my house, I have red frames, and I thought this one was really cool. This was $3. And it had a TJ Maxx price tag on it for $13. I did, however, get a bunch of black frames that I actually intend to use in some spooky projects. Got different, some of these have black and gold, some of them are brown and gold, I think. But I have some ideas to put some Halloween artwork in some frames and hang them. It's funny because this framing project and this little broom project are kind of Halloweenish, and I feel like I should probably not do them till fall, but I want to do them right now. For 99 cents. But this looked like it had some really fun little old-fashioned basics, some things about some collars and some darts and some necklines and pockets and buttonholes, which are always nice, practical little things that you could always learn. I got this thing also. One of these little hand kind of sew, little stitchy things. I wanted one of these for a while, and then I saw it in the thrift store, and I haven't taken it out of the box yet. So I'm not quite sure how they work, because I hand sewn so much, I don't know that if this is going to actually be faster or better. Let's see what's in here. I guess when you're doing something, maybe like needing to make like maybe hem or straight line adjustments on curtains that are maybe already hanging up or something, that this might be easy to use. I don't know. Oh, there's little bobbins that were included and a little threader. So, there's a little reading in here. So, okay. This looks like it was actually like this stuff is still in its original little baggies. So this wasn't even used. So, okay. I can study this little diagram explanation thing here. But okay. I said brevity. I'm not going to worry about this. Florals. I was a good girl. I did not buy bags of fall leaves because I immediately recalled that I did do a thrift haul where I found I had like 4 bags of goodness. Whew. I didn't need any more fall florals, but I have discovered that I'm often lacking in traditional variety florals. I just had some vines, and I've been working with some floral items, and then lo and behold, I went out and bought more floral items. So a regular little fern that could just stick anywhere. And this whole bushel said $5. $5, and yet this one little tag says $3.50, and this tag says $5, and this tag says $4. I did get other, like, fake eucalyptus in some red and some orange coloring that I actually put in a nice vase. It's actually the centerpiece of my dining room right now. And they were with bushel bunched together with this for $7. And as you can see, this is almost as tall as me. I'm not really sure what they're supposed to be. But I got these, and I was looking around for a vase that would fit these. And a vase that would be the appropriate 2 foot tall or so for this. They're heckin' expensive. So I have been hanging on to these, moving them around from place to place. I'm not really sure what to do with them. And then the impetus for this whole haul video is because I did have a little bit of a trip with Mom where I had gone to the dollar store, and we actually went to 3 Goodwill stores. One Goodwill store actually didn't buy anything, which was actually like, wow, okay. But then 2 more, I got a major score haul deal. So this was $7 for this and my other nice little vase that's decorative upstairs. And then I got this great giant thing. This was $14.50, not a half price, not on sale. There was another red one, which I was immediately like, oh yes, wow, red. But it had a bit of a crackle or streak or kind of peel kind of coloring design to that. And I thought, I can't really work with that. I thought I just want it to be a nice straight red. And so I went with this one instead because I like this kind of brown bronze detailing, if you can see. I'd like to do all of this black, of course. Big shot. I needed a new curtain rod, and I bought a new curtain rod at the department store. And then I saw this curtain rod for $3.50 at the thrift store. But the funny thing here is, these are the big finials that were on this big department store curtain rod. And I took the finials off of the thrift curtain rod, and they're what's currently hanging in my dining room. So I was able to kind of do a little bit of mishmash. And then I did also find this was $2. Briefly, because we know I'm too superstitious, I did pick up some really cool new shoes. These have some really serious tread. And I'm not sure if you can see, there's some stud line here down the side. Really? I'm trying to rush here, damn it. These have some, like, 3-dimensional, like, nice squeaky studs. And, again, I know sometimes certain people might not be interested in secondhand shoes or vintage kind of shoes, and that's fine. But I'm always trying to look for replacements or backups for the current shoes that I have. And I just don't see the unique styles that I like in stores, regular, new store-bought. So I'm always looking for new spooky boots. And so these will be the backup pair to my current short pair of boots when they start to go. have to get the shoes off the table. Sorry, folks. All right. Black fabric, everybody. Can you see here, black on black? Sorry, these were $3, $4, and $4. And these two are kind of a satin poly, probably. And this one seems to be like more like a knit type, I guess. So, fabrics like this, that I'm not sure what they are, or if I'm unsure of the yardage, these are the kinds that maybe I tend to just use for linings. So, and again, I needed to use these for a current project. And I'm not exactly sure, yeah, these are not the same type of satin types. They're two different types. So there had been some navy and some felt, but I didn't need that kind. Oh, yeah, this is interesting. When I open this up, oh, this, the roll-up was actually the back side of the fabric. Okay. The inside here is some kind of faux suede type black, which actually is good because I just used all that black faux suede that had been in my stash for, no exaggeration, like 12, 15 years. I just used that in one of my Halloween dresses, so I will definitely need some more of this, for sure. And, I don't know, this is probably a couple yards. So this, actually in itself, might make just a really awesome fall skirt. A nice, lightweight kind of black suede with some boots. Oh, sorry, I'm not gonna worry about folding that right now. This one actually seems like a lot more material. Okay, now I'm kind of confused because this is also actually some kind of faux kind of suede, which I thought that it was, this one definitely has a much more shiny side that I thought was the front. And, you know, the suede side feels so great. I don't know. I could almost, like, put these together and make a reversible skirt again. And there's a lot of this. Wow. Okay, but are these the same? I don't know. These are, now, they do look the same. Okay, I guess they are the same. So there's actually quite a bit of yardage here. This one seems like a lot. A lot. A lot? Alright, imitation poly suede type. I don't think you could buy this for $1 a yard. So, this was a real treat. Wow, okay. And this one has to be some kind of knit, I'm sure. Ooh, I got rubber bands too. This one was $4. Yes, this is definitely just some kind of knit, black knit. So yes, I did end up with some form of a liner fabric. And again, this was actually the one that seemed to be the largest roll. So this was $4. Maybe there's, again, 4 yards maybe. I almost forgot. I almost forgot. Yeah, now look at that. It's as tall as me. You know how I must feel. This was purple tag here, $7.49, and this was half off. And after I got this, they had other bolts that were floral and pink, and after I got this one, I actually thought about, for this price, I should have gone back and gotten the bolts of the other colors I didn't like, just for mock-up fabrics. And of course, when I went back, they weren't there. But I know what you're going to say. Hey, Bats, you don't need any more red fabric. I already had a red fabric dilemma, and this book kind of contributed. Yeah. Ooh. This has a really great stripe to it. And as I said, it is a very soft kind of fabric. corduroy. It doesn't seem as rough as corduroy, but it has that similar kind of line to it. So I was going to do some chair cushions in this, and you know, I am half tempted once again to just make a nice warm skirt out of this. But you know, this little orange bolt roll thing, I'm still going through. I just used double of this for another sewing project, and there's still like another 8 yards on this roll. And this roll is bigger and fuller, so I could just like completely drape myself in this fabric. So I have ideas. And yet it's also kind of like, what am I going to do with all this? As soon as I made space in my stash, I had to go refill it. Alright. So, somehow I have to get all this, this dramatic roll fabric back up on this goofy roll. I actually have also done some DVD hauls, and yes, I was a bad girl and I did buy more DVDs. I need to go look into that bag, maybe make a video of that separately again sometime. Sit down and chat about some movies. You can find all my K-Max Crafts videos. I've tried to sort them in several different playlists, all the Halloween things in one, all the sewing things in another as well. So I hope you've gotten some inspiration and some ideas. If you've had some nice sewing and craft scores at the thrift store, you know, feel free to let me know. I love sharing things like this. I hope that it inspires you. Thank you for the handful of people who have been watching the channel. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. Oh, Hubbard. Okay, you're not straight, and that's gonna annoy me. Hey, I lied. This isn't a mini haul after all. Let's see what's in here. It wasn't my fault. I needed to go to the car place next to the Goodwill store. And what else was I going to do but spend a few hours in Goodwill? These were $5. It's a whole batch of more vines. I have been using these a lot just for more decorative purposes, and I feel like when I need them for other crafts, I can just break off a piece when I need it. Ooh, look, see, here's one right there. Okay. This little individual piece, fancy brand of 2 yards of fabric. It was $4, but for $2 a yard, for 2 yards of red cotton, this can be a great liner or a great kind of under piece accessory. I will always use this. And more beads. I will always use more beads, of course. For $1.50. That's pretty good. I didn't have these nice kind of teardrop in faux kind of gold, so I can mix that in with some black probably and make that fancy. This giant thing I wasn't going to get. I actually already had gotten some nice fancy florals in my previous haul, and I thought, well, do I need these things to stick in another vase? But these light up. So, and I love that these are white. I think mixed in with maybe some black florals, that this black and white contrast would be really, 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 really awesome and totally spooky. So, and the little battery pack was right here. This was $4.50 for this whole thing, but just this little electrified piece with the batteries included. This big giant brown bolt. This was glare. Sorry, you can't see very well. This was $7.50 for this whole bolt. and it's just a plain brown knit. Maybe it looks more washed out under this coloring, but it is kind of a more warm brown. But I don't wear too much brown. I have a brown skirt, brown pants, short sleeve brown shirt, and a long sleeve brown shirt, and that's the extent that I need for brown. But I really love the idea of this just for mock-ups, just for some practice, some linings, some pattern drafting and experimentation. This is a lot of fabric, if you can see. A lot of fabric for the price. I could not buy the whole bolts retail for this price. Absolutely not. So this was pretty awesome. Even if it was brown, I can work with that. I can use that most definitely. And this purple, this is actually kind of just a light, fake, your poly kind of satin for $5. Probably a few yards here. I have that really great purple stripe that I have caught up in my never-ending Regency project. And I thought, oh, I don't have any other kind of purple, but this is just a light purple that, again, could be different kind of underliners or practice material or, kid makes that we're experimenting with these days. So this was pretty awesome. Let me just open this guy up. There is a good, maybe 3 yards worth here. So if I were feeling really fancy, I'd probably make a skirt for myself, but this is maybe a little too light of a purple for me for outerwear, too pastel. This really awesome fabric. This was $3.50 for this. And at first I thought, oh, what a nice little floral that I could practice with something. But then when I opened it up, I had to research what this was. This was a Waverly country house. Look at this pattern. I absolutely adore it. I love that it is both so classic French toile, but also somehow it has just what I would say is ravens and looks completely wonderful and Gothic. And this is quite big. Big enough for a blankie for my cold basement. It's like 90 degrees outside, and yet my basement is freezing, and I've got my little fireplace heater going. And so I would love to make a blanket with this. I have my giant red roll of that more sturdy upholstery red fabric that I would love to just back with this. Yes, this is what you think it is. It is thread. I do have my giant black thread, but this has so much of the colors that I need. Last time I got one of these, it actually had some more pastels or some greens that I knew that I was never going to use, or use more for practice. But this actually has, black, which a roll like this I can use on my bobbin winder and get some bobbins out of. And that big giant piece that I have, the massive upholstery roll, is really only great for hand sewing. It doesn't do well going around the bobbin. It's just too big. So, and look, brown practice thread. And I actually did not have that much white thread. And this whole thing was $5.50, and more gray, and look, more purple. So these were definitely in my colors. I have seen others that have had, cutes and pinks and things that I know I'm never going to use. And I have actually passed on them. But then there are just things that you cannot resist. Let's sit toasty by the fireplace and go through all these patterns. This was $4.50. Everything, I feel like they're increasing their prices for this whole thing. And they had 4 or 5 of these that I happened to be there when they were bringing the rack out with a bunch of these bags. And I looked through as best I could, and I narrowed it down to 1 or 2 that I wanted and chose just one. Because I know I'm not really hurting for patterns. But these looked like some things that I would really use. So let's see. This is just a, can you see what these are? Some regular patterns and some pants patterns that I did not have, and just some straight dresses and shirts. That's handkerchief kind of hem. Just some basic things that I realized I did not have pattern wise. I had a lot of elaborate kind of costume kind of patterns, not necessarily just straightforward regular clothes that I can practice now with my brown fabric and some nice gathered materials. Oh, this is funny. This has a little swatch. A little swatch idea. Just for some plain princess seam kind of fabrics, materials, more pants and skirts. A nice little blazer pattern is something I did not have. Marie Osmond. Ooh. Ooh, that's very 80s, shall we say. This is one that would probably take some doctoring. I'm not necessarily a fan of the giant shoulder craze that's kind of come back. Pajamas for the whole family. I probably will have to sort my patterns now. I only had one pattern drawer, so maybe a drawer for some kids and costumes, and then another drawer for some regular materials. Just some straightforward blouses that I can make spooky. I have so many materials now. It's just a question of actually making the things and beginning to replace what's in my closet. And, you know, like the blanket, to actually make things that I'm going to utilize. So, there is the end of my thrift haul. So, I don't need anything, and I don't need to go to the store, and now I need to put all this stuff away in my nice toasty basement. Yay! Toasty, but freezing basement.